Today I'm taking you on a journey of what I eat in a day on a low-carb keto diet. Now, this is my breakfast that I'm making for today. Now, this is not breakfast time. This is 1:30 in the afternoon because I am doing intermittent fasting and I'm starting to eat at about 1 o'clock, 1:30. So I'm starting off with some bacon, and y'all, I am trying to get off of bacon. I don't eat a lot of pork and I very rarely eat bacon, but with this keto low carb life, sometimes you have to have some bacon. So that's what I'm starting out with. Then I'm actually going to make me some strawberry French toast. My French toast is basically the same base. I start off with zero sugar creamer that you use for coffee. I'm using that because it has no carbs and zero sugar. I add some eggs, some cinnamon, and then I'm going to add some vanilla flavoring to the batter. Remember, there's no real measurements here. I don't think you really have to measure batter when it comes to making your French toast, but I will suggest that if you want to taste your mixture, add the egg last so you can just taste it as you go. I'm adding my monk fruit sweetener. You can choose any sweetener, sugar replacement, or sugar if you like, if you're not doing a low carb diet. Make sure you're whisking your ingredients all so that it can get mixed in. And I'm going to add a little almond milk. Also, almond milk is low in carbs, and this one is not sweetened, so there has no sugar in it. So we let our bacon cook up. We rinsed off our strawberries. Now we are going to start making our French toast. Now I'm using a low carb bread, which only has 1 net carb per slice. As you know, you can use any bread of your choice. So we have a guest of honor. Juice is in the building today, which he's pretty much here all the time. And, you know, he don't eat my gourmet. Hey, baby. Hey, mama's baby. So, you know, while I'm cooking, he all in the mix. Now I'm going to make my sugar-free white chocolate sauce. So just really quick, I add a little almond milk to the pan, let it heat up a little bit. Then I'm going to add some of the monk fruit sweetener. Now I notice when I add the monk fruit sweetener first before the morsels, it gets a better consistency in the melting process. Once again, this is very optional. I just like the extra flavor it brings to the dish. So usually when I'm following a low carb diet, I usually do 3 meals. One meal would be what I consider is my highest carbs, even though I'm still doing a low carb meal. The other meal would be some type of protein shake or green juice or a smoothie, even though you don't get that many options when doing a low carb diet. You don't get that many options doing smoothies. And the other will be like just protein and some type of vegetable. So in this video, I'm doing a green juice, and I just do some spinach, celery, cucumber, ginger, and I squeeze some lime, and that's my green juice for today. It's pretty much my green juice all the time. Sometimes I replace my spinach with my kale, but I just keep it pretty simple and to the point. Now, off camera, I have cleaned all my vegetables. This juicer actually came with a little scrubber to clean this one part of the blade. I also use that little scrubber to scrub the outside of my vegetables. I don't want any pesticides or whatever that comes on vegetables, dirt and all that. I don't want that in my juice. I'm rolling my lime so I can get some juices flowing, and I'm using my juicer. I broke the glass to this, and I also bought another one, and somehow I don't know what I did with that glass. So I'm using a little cup, so you know you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So when you're drinking a green juice, sometimes you don't stay full for hours. So as a little snack, I'm just having some berries. This is low carb, so you know berries are low in sugar. So I'm just rinsing off my berries and gonna have some berries with some almonds. One day I was in Whole Foods and I came across some dill pickled almonds. So if you like pickles, these are right up your alleys. Now, I didn't really measure this out. This is just a handful of almonds and some berries. And there you go. So on to the next dish. This is what I ate for dinner. Like I said, so for my last meal of the day, I'm just having some protein. In this case, is salmon. And then I'm going to have some rainbow Swiss chard. And that's just my vegetable for tonight. I'm trying to get more greens in and keep it low carb. So a while ago, while I was in Whole Foods, I came across a lady, and I guess I was just looking at different vegetables, and she just pointed out that the Swiss chard was just really good, and that if you just put a little butter in the pan and sauteed it a little bit, that it just had its own flavor and it was really good. Now, you guys don't get alarmed when y'all see a little Dawn dish liquid. I know I came across a video where somebody put a lot of Dawn dish liquid and they washed their, I think it was some vegetables or some lettuce. Now, I use a drop or so, and that's how I kind of clean my vegetables. So if that's not how you do it, then do it how you do it. But most of the time, I use a little Dawn dish liquid, but just a drop or so. Now, I'm just gonna season the butter, and then I'm going to put my Swiss chard in, because sometimes when I put seasoning directly on my vegetables, what can I say? It doesn't really always cook in it, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's kind of still sitting on the outside of the vegetable. So right now I'm just gonna add the seasoning to the butter and kind of get it that way, and then I'm going to put my Swiss chard in. And also, you can taste your seasoned butter to see if that's a seasoning that you like, or if it's powerful enough to coat the vegetables. I still do like the way the Swiss chard tastes, but if you want a little bit more pungent flavor, just make sure you taste your butter. And don't forget that during the cooking process of your salmon, that you can put a lid on it. Once you get a nice coating that you would like on the, or sear on your the skin, if you like it with the skin on it, or just a nice coloring on each side, you can put a lid on top and let that salmon finish cooking thoroughly through. I did a lot of flipping and turning and flipping it upside down in this video. You don't have to do all that. You can just put your lid on. I don't know why I didn't put mine on. so this is what I eat in a day. This is how I eat in a day, my snacks, my meals, my juices. So you know, if you like what you see, make sure you like the video. And if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe.